Hi, and welcome to my chair. Okay? Does it look like I'm feeling a lot of things? And I feel like I want to purge some things out because I'm just feeling like, whew, there's just a lot brewing in me right now. But I don't know, I feel like I got beat down a little bit today emotionally when I think about it. And I think that I've been feeling a little bit down, but in like a very subtle way. It's weird. Definitely in the road to understanding how to live this life with joy, and happiness, and what that really means and looks like for me. And my journey has saved me. I think that's why I'm so passionate about it. When I talk about it so much, is because I just felt very lost for a really long time of most of my life, and this has really been the first light on my journey that I feel like is leading me back to a place where I can rest easy, And so I think that's why I choose to work on myself, but I'm not perfect by any means. Far from it. I don't want to bring my past experiences and my past, I said experiences, my past experiences and my past emotions into the now, because that's not fair to the now. To bring the things that had already been done, had already been felt, and bring it to the now, it really doesn't make sense. And so that's a choice, right? To do that. You either want to do that or you don't. And I want to choose the choice that is really pushing me to be a better version of myself, even though I try to ignore that voice a lot. My true self is like, all right, let's go work out, let's go do this, let's do that. And then my egoic self will tell me all the reasons why I shouldn't. So it's just a constant. I know that I'll be on this part of the journey for a minute, but I also know that where I'm going is amazing, and I'm very grateful for the awareness that I have right now in this moment. Okay, I'm really trying not to let this world get me down. I think that I let it get me down a lot, and I don't want to do that. I want to be on the frequency of love and gratitude and acceptance, because those are the things that make me feel better. Because if I choose to look at it with like really bad negativity and bad energy, it's only affecting me and it's affecting the collective. If I'm doing that, it's all gonna work out for the best. I believe in humanity, I believe in us, and I believe that we're gonna get through everything that we're gonna get through. And I understand that I can contribute, right, to what's happening right now. Everybody goes, oh, but I'm just one person. Okay, it only takes one person to start anything. One person, and then another person, and then another person, and then another person, but they were all one person, right? You can make a difference. You are more powerful than you know that you are. So if you really believe and know that intuitively, but before your ego comes in and makes you doubt yourself, you know intuitively that there is something very powerful within you. And you create your reality. So if you sit there and you shiz on yourself and you say all these bad things about yourself and nothing ever works out for you, well, that's your reality. But if you sit there and go, everything's always working out for me, everything's always working out for me, for my highest good, I just trust that everything comes my way is for me to just level up, then all of a sudden your reality changes. It's all frequency, dude. That's why self-love is the root of everything. Honoring and loving yourself and valuing yourself. And not just in a way where you still have all your trauma. Oh my God, dude. The point is, right, is that you look into the parts of you that don't make you feel all. And to honor and say, okay, thank you for this, because this makes me see what I need to work on. Which brings me to the video idea that I originally had. Look how it all connects. My best friend has been taking some just time off from speaking with people because she's going inwardly. And I really missed her, so I messaged her just to check on her. And her response to me was, Thank you so much. I miss you. And this last week was so positive and transforming for me. I can't wait to talk to you. And immediately I got triggered. And obviously, like, I was so happy for her. Like, I'm so happy for her. Like, I feel like, you know, when she's happy, like, I feel that happiness, and I'm so happy for her because I love her so much. And just hearing that is like, I'm so proud of this girl. But anyways, immediately my ego just jumps in and goes, but you didn't have a positive week. You didn't have a transformative week. You weren't doing that great this week. In fact, you were so disconnected this week. Okay, so like, who are you? And then I just started feeling bad about myself. And like, just feeling like, yeah, like, why did you have such a bad week? And then I was like, wait a minute. This is not me. This is the ego. Because my true self would go, I can't, like, I'm so happy for her, which I was. But immediately my reaction was my ego bringing me down. And in reality, like, her joy is my joy, right? And so I started journaling it because I was like, okay, this is obviously triggering. I need to understand why this is bothering me, right? And so I went into my journal and I just started realizing, like, oh, that's that part of me that always compares myself to others. That's that part of me that goes, oh, I'm not as good as her, or like, why is she getting that and I'm not getting this, or I'm not as talented as her because she's so funny because da-da-da-da, I'm like this and da-da-da and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's that comparing, because in reality, like, what is comparison? It's like, what is that? What is that? Everybody is on their own journey and timing and pacing. And so one person's pop is not going to be the same time you're getting the pop. Sometimes it could be, sometimes it could not be. But me comparing myself, right, and my ego telling me that I am worth shit because I didn't have a transformative week just makes no sense. And so as soon as I started writing that, it's like, the beautiful thing about this journey is the ebb and the flow. It's the highs and the lows. And you honor the highs so much more because you understand what you had to learn in the low, right? And you can't enjoy the high without the low. That's why everything is balanced, right? Everything's balanced. And so immediately as I started writing that down, I wrote, everything happens for everybody individually in their divine timing. And in reality, like, I'm so excited to hear her story. Like, I'm so excited to like feel her energy and all of those things. And I just have to really be aware of how subtle the ego comes in. The ego makes you suffer, you know? Like, I immediately started feeling bad about something that was so amazing. And so it was such a good lesson for me to learn. And it was such a good way for me to see how funny the universe is and how funny it brings you little, I don't want to say tests. I don't want to say obstacles. It just gives you little, let's just say gifts. Because at this point, let's just be in the mindset and really program ourselves to know that they are gifts. Because in the gift, you find the shadow, you unwrap the shadow, you love the shadow, you heal the shadow, and then you say goodbye, shadow, and then that disappears from you. So I really found myself being like, thank you so much for this. Thank you so much. Because this comparing myself, I constantly, like, that was something I did for so long. And it made me sick. Self-abuse, you know? So I really feel like I'm closing this year off with an understanding of the universe more than ever. I really feel like I understand more and more what this whole thing is about. And it's about the knowing that you're co-creating with the universe constantly. That whatever you emit, that's what they work with. So the higher you vibrate, the higher it becomes. Nala says thank you. I say thank you. Subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if any of this resonated with you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot to me. Check out my podcast if you want to join my Patreon community where you get a live with me a month. And we have, like, you know, just a safe space to talk. It's $22.22 a month. And all the links are below. I love you. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.